screens. Getting ready to start prepping for ice boy over here. So we're going to be getting ready to put that in its wooden case set up. Okay, so we get a few things here. I need to release this PC from the box. Definitely going to be needing a glue gun. I got to make stilts for my motherboard. Got glue for that. I need a charge for this. Taking out the case, getting it ready for its wooden case coming in soon. We're going to be building. And we get this things we need. Let me see. First thing I got to turn this off. That's one thing. Let's get that off. Where are the kill switches for this thing? Oh, over here. Other PC is done, finished up. We're not done yet. We still have to make the motherboard, casing, and glow-in-the-dark stuff and butterflies. But this one I got to get it taken out now because I'm going to be ordering pretty soon my stuff, and I want to make sure I got everything prepped and ready to go and it needs to be cleaned out. So let me go get my fan. Everything I need. Where is the? Where do we put this at? I think it's in I need a couple of those too. I want to eat. Even though that's not going to work, because that's going to be right up underneath the system. Well, passing that one. And I just put on a box. Box really efficient. Let's see what box do you have right to use. I think I elevated in here, so the box is in the back one. This is good. This one. Should I top this? Let me see. What are you? Sounds like hospital, right? It's going to have to be painted now because we're going to be able to see the whole power supply because the case we're designing is It's a special wooden case. So our custom design case. And I'm going to be making my own fan grills out of wood. So that system over here. I figured out how to do it. My little guess is how to do it. So we're going to... I should have one main cable running for you guys. A lot of you guys see one main cable. Whatever, we can disconnect that here. Something like this. It's one of the cables. There's one of the cables. So, like this. I should be able to push that too, but it's kind of something. That's free. Another one. Three. Put you in here. Don't try to do. Put it back where it's not supposed to be at. Chances are I put it back where it's not supposed to be at. Oh, great. This is a hand of mine. Stuff back where it's supposed to be at. It's supposed to be in this box first. And this box right here. We have 3 of these things. We got one for every motherboard we purchased. Let me see, it's in there. It's supposed to be in this box. So you can find it. put it back. Gee whiz Louise. Let's put it back. We can find it. I'm gonna think, where in the world did we put this thing at? Ouch, Mother George, why are you puzzling? A little tiny screwdriver for our motherboard. And one of the bad habits I have is not putting things back where they're supposed to be. I swear I put it back in the box. A screwdriver here. Like a little bent. Really gotta teach myself to put stuff back when I find it. This will work. This will work. Get a grip on this bird. Let me see what I'm doing this. This is going to go over this stretch, right? Where's any of the cubes here? One cube there, with any other cubes. That needs to be lower and can't be that high. That should, the whole system should actually be higher than that. Everything. Something. Off this unit. So let me take this off. Clean this one out. This screwdriver would have been much better. But for some reason, we don't know where we put it at. Because we had it, but we just don't know where we put it at. I wonder if it's in there. I'm curious. It probably is in there. My life. I'm going to start putting things up. My problem is when I get done with something, I'm tired. I just throw things in areas I know that I'm going to find this. And the chances are we're not going to find it. I don't want to strip this because then it's going to be a headache to get it out of here. I'm just going to slice it to get it out. Got backups and like that. Alright. I've got one more there. Oh, no, there's two. Another one. These will come out. Alright, now we got them all right. All that dust. Let me see. Where is my... I think what I'm going to do with my PlayStation 5 when I get it, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a little construction site with little robots, pull the parts out, and I'm going to part where that heat sink is in the back. I'm putting a fan on that thing. I'm putting a different power supply. I need a dedicated power supply. It's not going to touch the power supply, but I'm putting a fan back there. I'm going to open up so I get access to all that. But I'm going to make it like a construction site with little machines, little crane out there, and moving the parts back and forth. I'm going to keep the case and everything, because we have to need to keep the case. And I'm going to make like all the parts are coming off of like the machines are working on it. That's something doing my PS5. I'm not buying it brand new. I got a friend of mine, he sells them. I'm getting one for about 50 bucks. Because, you know, friends at the end of the day. He likes the new gaming screen we have, so we got a little trade going on. 50 bucks, right? Am I going to game off of it? No, most likely, probably not a lot. I like my PS4, I really do. I just want to mod one out, so it looks pretty cool on the site when I take pictures of it. Be like, you prefer a PS? I got, my friend has one, a PS5. I play on it from time to time. I just like my PS4. If you don't understand that, you got people out there who still game on N64. There's a clan for that. There's a whole entire clan for Genesis. There's one for the NES. They just what they like. That's what they play on. Got to be the latest system on the face of the planet. If that's the case, and it has to be the latest system on the face of the planet, you guys should have 5090s right now. Should be skipping console and doing 5090s. So you don't need the latest system. Quite frankly, to tell you the truth, I'm not saying all console gamers don't make that statement, but the ones who do make that statement, you're still all in the same system. You know that, right? Now, like I said, that's why I said not all console, because we got people that are do console, do PC, and console. They do both. I do both. So I do both console and PC. But, you know, you have some people who've never been on a PC before, never gamed on a PC, never had a PC, and you got PC gamers who've never been on a console before, ever. Until you try out the hardware, that's the only way you can say. But the PCs, we don't all have the same system. Because you customize, that's why everybody has different systems. You know. It's kind of cool when you find somebody that's the same graphic card you got. Like, really? You got that too? I got it too. That's freaking cool. But they're still going to have different power supply, different case, different liquid cooling system. All that's going to be different. They may share a few parts that are exactly the same, but most of that stuff is going to be different. And then you bump into the modders, and these guys, like me, like to show off pictures of our stuff. Now, this is what I got the same case you got, but this is what my case looks like now. Like, really? That's what you did to it? That's sick. Like, can you send me some pictures of it? Sure, what's your email account? And we'll send over pictures and stuff like that. Like, can you teach me how to mod like that? Like, yeah, no problem. That's what we do. We share information back and forth. Nothing but share information. Now, consoles do it too. We got modders on there. I was a modder in console. I had a customized case and everything. Asking other people to customize case. Like, how'd you do that? How'd you put that together? With the modders, it's kind of like we don't consider ourselves category. We don't. We're modders at the end of the day. We change anything. So we don't consider it to be, oh, we're just PC. We change everything. If it's console, we change it. If it's PC, we change it. If it's handheld, we change it. So that's when the guy was sitting there trying to put me in a category class by saying, no, modders are in a different class. It's a different category. You should know that if you're a PC player. You should definitely know this category class in PC. Now, this category class now in the PlayStation world, because of the whole new system they bought out, which bought in a much higher system over the system that they had. So it's a category class there. And then even in all that, you still have another sort of category class, the modder. Because the modder system's not going to look like yours. Now, you will have the same parts and stuff as yours, of course, but the system will look completely different. You know, because he went there and did some real crazy stuff at the end of the day. Like, oh, you pull that out? Like, yeah, got tired of that, pulled that out and put this in, and wired it in. There's a guy who took the PS5 and changed out the power supply to a regular power supply to a PC. That was pretty cool to watch. Another guy took an Xbox system, put a liquid cooling system on it. That was cool to watch. Those are the modders. And then you have your casuals. Those are people who just bought a game system just for gaming. Nothing wrong with that. You know, you don't really care about specifications and all that stuff. You're just in it just to have a good time. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, if they keep building these machines more and more like PC, unfortunately, you're going to have to educate yourself in your parts. You're going to have to know your stuff. All right, look at all that. All that came from out of the system. Can you imagine? I have access to this stuff to clean it. Can you imagine areas in your console system you have access to? That's what freaks me out. That little corridor they have, or that two areas they have that where it leads down to the heat sink, that's what scares me. Because they don't give you access to that. If you get access to that, you avoid your warranty. It's kind of jacked up because how else are you supposed to fix it? I'll be ticked off on the end of the day. So what do you want me to do? How am I supposed to fix that freaking nightmare? It's a nightmare waiting to happen. These things have to breathe. They have to breathe. You're going to have all kinds of warning indication lights popping up. And then, hey buddy, good chance your equipment is suffocating down there. I'm getting access to mine. Like when I bought the Xbox 360, the guy was like, I'm going to mod to do that shit, I think. And the guy was like, you want a warranty? I was like, I'm going to mod the crap out of this. That's when I put it into a UFO case and turn it into a PC. Or something like a PC. Well, that's all cleaned up nicely. Screen's all cleaned up. So they give you that one area. I think it's 120 millimeters sticking there for you. They give you access to that. That's not enough, man. You got to get access to where that heat sink is at. That's where you got to get access to. But people mod don't care about that. They don't get it. They don't care about that. What I'm saying is, water under the bridge for them. They're going to be down there pulling it apart. That's the first thing we do. The minute we get that thing home, we may play, set it up, play on it a little bit, and after that, that thing's coming apart. And my buddy came in, and he went with me when I bought it. He went up there and bought it at GameStop. And I came back, and I was playing it for a couple of days. He had one too. So he's the next one doing Call of Duty, and I was doing Left 4 Dead. And he came back and he said, "You took it apart that fast?" I said, "Yeah, I got tired of it. I had to do something with it. I had to change it out. I got tired of looking at it. You just can't have the same as everybody else. We can't do it. All that stuff's got to be different. Got to be different." That's the word of a modder. So what's the matter with you? That guy missed the whole point of it all. And he's trying to show off with those little monitors, 20-inch monitors. We're not in the category class. Basic desk. And modifications I can do to a desk. Especially when they're glass. I can turn them into screens if I want. Matter of fact, we're doing this one because the panels are going here. We're going to turn it into a desk into a screen. Sad but true. Attracted the wrong person. I'm going to leave that alone. That's between him and the other guy. Hope you didn't say anything goofy to this guy at the end of the day. Dude's a real nice person. The guy's a very, very nice person. He just don't like the fact he called himself king and the way he was coming at and carrying on and acting up. He just wanted to start something because, again, like I said, I built these PCs out of cardboard, and it was him in the same account. It was a different account. It was his different. Both accounts were his. But anyway, he came there ranting about how the PCs would catch mold and all that. Look, man, you got to crack a book, man. You got to crack a book. So you could have asked the question, would have been nice. But he got nasty with me about it, and that wasn't necessary. So I put you in your place. And he didn't like it, but I put him in his place. And then turned around, I got mad, and that's the same guy who forgot the motherboard. Literally, it's the same guy who forgot a motherboard. I don't even know how that even works. And I can tell by your PC, you didn't build that. You bought that thing. I can tell you bought it. You know why? The specification sheet that you put out. There's a lot of stuff missing. When people build PCs, they will break down all the parts on it, literally, and they will talk about what modifications they may do with it. Like if I'm going in dual power supplies, I'm probably going to talk about basically, I'm probably going to get a power supply. I would like to get a power supply where it doesn't have all the cables run out. You can basically plug in the cables that you choose. That's why you got a lot of wire management going on in there at the same time. But for me, I'm a modder. I'm going to take it apart. I know myself. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to color it, pull out the fans, light it up in there. If I'm doing a 5090, there's no way in the world I'm keeping the stock fans on it. I paid way too much money for that. I'm scared to death to keep stock fans on it. So I'm going to go and get higher RPM fans on it. Touchscreen fan controller can speed up my RPMs. Crazy stuff like that. And then I got to run dual power supplies because I know that thing's going to eat up some power. So just to be safe, you know what I mean, I'm going to drop in 2 power supplies. You're going to talk about ribbon extensions and all that crazy stuff. Nah, he copied and pasted that from somewhere. Because they always talk about their parts. They always talk about the modifications they do to their parts. Or the particular case they chose because of the airflow. Even if they're not changing the stock fans, they're talking about the case, how they want to place it in. It's all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? It was just too much stuff missing out of there. And I can copy and paste that. That's not hard to do. And then you're talking about benchmarking for overclocking. You're talking about that, man. I was doing hyperthreads, Pentium 4s. Everybody was overclocking those things. And you're talking about cooling. You don't need cooling for Pentium these are i5 processors. You need a cooling for any kind of processor. At the end of the day, all processors overheat. They all require liquid cooling. They're all going to overheat. Take the fan off a Pentium 2 and see what happens in about a couple of minutes. Probably about a good, roughly 20, 30 minutes. It'll cook itself. They all generate heat. That's why they have fans on top of them. If they didn't have fans on top of them, that means they wouldn't need cooling. But since you buy a Pentium 2 with a 270 socket, and you look in there, you notice the fan on top of it. Why is there a fan on top of it? It generates heat. What's the fan for? To cool it down. There you go. So guess what? If you put a liquid cooling system on it, that will keep it nice and cool. For them to say that you don't need that type of cooling system on an i5, oh please, come on. If that was the case, then there wouldn't be a fan on it when I got it. If that was the case. They all generate heat, every single one of them. Got to keep these machines nice and cool. So that's why I knew at the end of the day, again, don't know what you're doing at the end of the day. You don't even know what you're talking about. All of them have liquid cooling. The reason why I like liquid cooling systems, the theory behind the liquid cooling system is pretty simple. It's simple because if you put fans on your system, all you're doing is just pushing heat back into the system. You'll stretch your system out. Unless you live in the middle of the North Pole, we live in an area where basically it's cold all the time, then that's fantastic. If you're in California, that's a fantastic place to have a fan on a PC because you got air conditioner running up there 24/7 because it's hot up there. But if you live in the areas where I live at, where you're going to have heat on, and heat's going to be flowing through your place to keep it warm, that means guess what happens? When your system is overheating and is stressed out, those fans are pushing out air, and the intake is bringing heat back in, bringing your air back in. But the problem is that the air that's coming in from the environment is hot. So you're stressing your system out. That's why these things are beautiful. Because I can leave my PC running 24/7, and these things will never ever burn out. It's a refrigerator unit on my system. So to sit there and say that because I have an i5 that it's not necessary, well, if it wasn't necessary, why did they stick a fan on it if it didn't overheat, if it didn't heat up? Right there. That's not overkill. It's something that's needed. But when you talk about basically cooling temperatures, I can show you on my account, not a fake account, my account, where I got the CPUs to drop down to 19 Celsius. That is extremely cold for a system. So yeah, I know about quite a bit about cooling. You got your $100. You've never ripped apart a fan and changed the ball bearing system inside of it, or the lube, or anything in it. Basic stock fans. And if I'm running something like that with that type of money I paid for, oh yeah, I'm definitely taking them fans off. This man's got to go. I'm gonna strip that whole thing down. That thermal paste is probably it. Never gonna get rid of that thermal paste. Get some high grade $30 thermal paste. Yeah, you can pay $30 for thermal paste, but it's good. I'm scared to death. It's gonna burn out on me. Don't trust those fans. That's with this system right here. This system had basically 1,500 RPMs, and now they're changed out to 5,000. So we got 10,000 RPMs running on these babies right now. 10,000 for my cooling system right here. That's why I can leave it on, because there's not ice water pushing through that thing. Now, if I decide to sandwich it, put another set down here, now we got 20,000 RPMs. If I want to juice it up and make it higher, I can put a fan speed control on here that'll run 4 of these units. So a touchscreen fan speed controller, I can speed up my RPMs. Yep. Now, because they're 5,000, the voltage for this doesn't match the voltage for this. Which means in order to be able to run this, we can't run it strictly to the board because it'll recycle the board. It'll cut it on and off. So what we do is we get the adapter here, the magic adapter here that has a Molex adapter to 4 prongs for your fans. We can override all of this. Don't touch the motherboard. Runs directly to the power supply. That's how you modify Dells. Dells are designed. If you remove any of those fans in there, that system goes into a security protocol and it shuts itself down. So that's a no-go right there. You leave the fans intact. You remove them. Now I don't want the fans here because I don't need the fans near here. I need the fans someplace else. So we get ourselves a fan extension cable, and we basically put those fans someplace else. Like we could put them on the hard drive. Fantastic on an open case. Take those fans, utilize them on the hard drive, put them right there. That's fantastic. Keep the hard drive nice and cold. Now we got all this open. We're not even alerting the security system. It doesn't know what's going on. And then we can drop our stuff here on top of here to keep it nice and cool. And then the power, we don't even got to touch the board because they don't even have the prongs to the board anyway. Run it right directly to the power supply, override the board, run all your fans right through here. There you go, that fast. Modify your Dell. That's why I said the best PC, if you want to learn for the first time, you want to get your fingers or your feet wet or whatever, and you want to build a PC or work with a PC, and you really want to spend a lot of money and feel like you're going to mess it up, get a Dell. Dell's most temperamental machine on the face of the planet. They always modify all their parts. So now you got to figure out how to get this machine to run and get it from shutting down. On top of that, the BIOS in it is completely easy to navigate. So it's a fantastic machine to learn. And I get into a habit of stripping it all down and putting it all back together again. Then next you know, you'll be memorizing parts. Look up your motherboard, and they'll tell you exactly what kind of RAM, what kind of CPU, all that takes. You'll be learning it in no time at all. It's just basically memory. A lot of freaking memory. That's basically about it. Where the frick is the vacuum for this thing? Vacuum cleaner. Where is the vacuum cleaner? Can we get the vacuum cleaner? I just they're watching foxes and horses and bears and whatever else. Oh, here's that. You're watching all that. You're good. Just vacuuming out. See? And once you learn the world of modification, you can do this crazy stuff at the end of the day. Modify your power supply to look like it's actually made out of a freaking plant. Look at that, how crazy that looks. That's the rust job we did. Crazy rust job we did. Here we go with the hard drive. Got the hard drive modified nicely. Got it rusted up beautiful. This is going to be a pretty PC when we get done with it. This is going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. I got to do my fans next. We're going to be working on rust jobs for the fans. That's next. They got to be clean and gutted. I did clean those out. Man, even the power button. Whew, man, this thing is freaking me out. Put it over here. That is freaking me out. He's falling over. Let me see. Where's my power supply? My button right there. See right there? Gave it a nice, cool rust drive. And this was used by just using paper towels. Paint job done by using paper towels. Yeah. Color our plants so they all glow in the dark. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now you understand the power. Boom, 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 boom. So when most people see PCs at the end of the day, we're like, hey, anything I see that, I'm going to take it apart. Gotta take it apart. I'm going to take it apart. 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 Must you take everything apart? We must take everything apart. That's how you learn. That's my right there, my liquid coolant, my graphic card. Got a nice little rust job on there. So, yep. Ready. Boom. All right. This is for liquid cooling right here. Where is the adapter piece here? So I'm going to turn this in right now. So let me see what we got going on here. We just need enough to get the PC up and going. We got to go on our PC right now. Got a case. The case is. Gonna need to get all that separated. That's all cleaned out. That's good to go. So let me see. We need. This is the adapter here. So that's the adapter for this. And on those, keep that nice and cool. Let me see. Oh, I do need that plugged in. Where is the gun for the whatchamacallit heat gun? I use a heat gun. My did you put it back in the drawer? There you go. You got this nut here. Oh, we go. I didn't chew it anyway. All right, you can stay here. You can stay here. This is good. I'm gonna leave you like so. Well, my peripherals would be that way, so this has to be the other way around. So you're gonna have to be this way instead. This way. This one opens stuff out of the way. We're gonna have to be here and here. I'll put you on sideways, it can make a difference. Let me see. For the time being, until my stuff is here. My buddy's coming down to take all this. He got that shredding unit. And he's out shredding some documents for some company. And he's coming down to drop all that stuff in. That'll be out of here. I'm going to build 2 big screens in here. One's going to be for the new black technology. The other one's going to be for my gaming. That goes bumper. I just heard you fall out of there. Alright, let me see. So we have you over here. Wire chaos right now. And you, which are not supposed to be there. Let's run into that. Now, next stage. Oh, you be nice and stay right there. Working. Parts want to go where they want to go. Let's see. Come on. Okay, so that fan. Hard drive. That's trash, huh? Sorry about that. That's trash, Shadow. That's just trash. When you get violent. Man, how dare you wake me up? How dare you? Graphic card here. Now, the reason why my system doesn't have the big giant graphic card, because these were designed for the Dells. When I was modifying the Dell, I got the low profiles in there. And for any one of the naysayers who think they're PC worthy, I sit there and go, why would anyone do a Dell? This is what you do. I'm not going to educate you on this one. You educate yourself. Go on your YouTube channel and look up modified PC Dells or cheap gaming system Dells. Look those up, and you'll find out a world of people that do stuff just like me, that go out there and they turn Dells into cheap gaming PCs, allowing people who don't want to spend the money for an expensive PC, they want to get their feet wet for the first time, they show them how to easy do it themselves. Yep. And the two things you would need, actually only one, because I actually ran that graphic card and a PC and gamed off of it on a 250 watt. Because that doesn't require 250 watts, so it's way less than that. So those are low profile graphic cards, and they fit perfectly in the Dell system. Just in case if you don't want to change out the case and you don't want to go through the thing of taking out all the parts out and put it into another case, you can just take out, go into the Dell. When you pop the top, it has a PCI Express already in it. All you got to do is just drop in a graphic card and you're gaming. Some of them come with i7s, real high-end i7s. They have them in there. Some of them come with, I use mine as an i5 and I had one with an i7. But that's it. You can do gaming right on Steam. Yep. You can make yourself a gaming system cheaper than it would cost you to get a console system. Much cheaper. Hey, quite frankly, let me tell you something, people. People get, the console systems are getting kind of expensive. They are expensive, man. They are. They're expensive. They're too expensive. Console's never supposed to be that expensive. Never. That was a convenient way of having console. If I didn't want to really spend the money, that's what happened when I got down to VR. I really didn't want to spend the money for a PC. So the PS4 over here had the VR system and everything. I was like, oh, I was going to buy a G2, or I was going to buy the Steam Index. And I seen the price tag for it. I was like, I really don't want to spend that kind of money right now, you know. It's my first time getting back into VR. Like the last time I was in VR was a very long time ago, and I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and if the graphics are going to be good or what's going to go on. You know, I'm going to get my feet wet first, you know what I mean, before I spend some money on something like that. So I was planning to get the PS4, and I was planning to get the VR system, and I went and bought the camera, and I bought the bonds and all that stuff. Because, you know, if I liked it, and I really did enjoy it, I would go upgrade and get the setup. But they did such a fantastic job on it, I didn't have to go back and get one. I didn't have to go get an upgrade. I was happy with the PS4. It's fantastic, man. The Halo system was beautiful. It fit nicely on the back of the head. Didn't cause a lot of pressure near the eyes. That's what the Quest did when I had that. Quest caused a lot of pressure. Then I had to get that Frankenstein kit, the modified, so it had more of a kind of a sturdy bridge to it for your nose, because man, it was pressing on your nose like no tomorrow. But yeah, I end up liking the PlayStation system. So I stayed with that. So I didn't want to spend the money. But now, it's too much money. It costs too much money, man. For the price, when I looked at Borderlands 4, right? So I wanted Borderlands 4. And Borderlands 4, if I wanted to get a PC to play, I would have to spend roughly maybe $500 to do it. because it doesn't require it. Borderlands requires a 2070 series, 20 series in graphic cards to run it. That's nothing. That's a cheap card. So yeah. So with that being said, looking at buying a PlayStation 5, you know what I mean? At that time, before my buddy gave me the hookup, they wanted, like, if I got a system, it was like $600. $600 for a system that I can't basically modify the way I want to modify, you know. I'm getting the other system, yeah. I can modify I can modify the look of it. I can't modify the system. I want to modify the system. I want to change out the RAM. I want to change out, you can do hard drive, yeah, but I want to change everything else in it. I'm used to doing that with my PCs. But I'm like, don't change it out, upgrade my parts. I can't do it with that because it's console. But I understand the fact that it is console. I accept that fact. But I just don't want to spend that kind of money for a console system that I really can't do what I want to do with it. Unlike a PC, I can modify and do whatever I want to do with it. So I chose to go to the route of the PC. That's where the steampunk's being built, for that. But now my buddy got me one for $50. It's still, it's a nice system and all. It's just that it's the modifications, and then the games are still expensive too on top of that. So yeah, console's supposed to be cheap, man. It's supposed to be console. The highest console should ever be is $500. That's the highest it should ever be. It's $500. But then when you got to think back to it, it kind of goes, it's a double-edged sword, because if you look at the console systems when it all started, those things were not cheap. I mean, you got around to the Genesis. Genesis was maybe about $300. I remember the high mark on that. N64 was $300. They were in the 300 range. But then when you got to like the big boy toys, like the Neo Geo, you talking about $900 system, $800 system, Panasonic 3DO, that's $600-700 system. CDI, $600-700 system. They were top tier packages right there to get right there. But you know, people didn't mind playing the NES. I didn't mind playing it at all, period. And then as getting back to the PlayStation, the PS3. The PS3 was god-awful expensive. I think it was like $800 when that thing came out. Because you know why? It had a Blu-ray on it. This is when Blu-ray was very, very expensive. It was more cheaper to get a PlayStation than it was to buy a Blu-ray, because Blu-ray was expensive. Can you imagine Blu-rays being that expensive? But they were. Heck, I remember when the VCRs, when they came out, when they had freaking Beta came out first, and then after that, they came with the regular VHS, because I remember I had a JVC camcorder that took Beta. And it had then I got another one that took the mini VHS that you could basically convert. You can convert Beta into mini VHS and had an adapter for it. So you can do it that way and record with them. Yeah, remember those things? Those gigantic camcorders? Imagine that era. I should buy one. Those things were huge. You were literally a news broadcasting system. You had a giant boom mic in the front, and you had this huge spotlight in the front. Who remembers that era? I do. Man, and you guys today with these cell phones, and you just tap, record, go online. Man, you grew up in the era with those things were huge. The JVCs, Panasonic, Sharp, Magnavox, they were huge. It's funny how some people, you forget about all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, those things were freaking huge. But I remember when the VCR came out, I remember the first thing I saw on VCR was Predator. And they wanted $100. $100 for Predator. Yep. And there was this huge conflict that went back and forth about the movie industry being threatened by the VCR. They were fearing that people wouldn't go to the movies anymore, and they would just buy the movie at home and stuff like that. Was waiting for it to come out. But movies back then didn't come out like right away. You had to wait months before something came out. But then that's what awakened the bootlegger. The guy in the movie theater with the camera. Yep. Now you don't see too much of them anymore. You really don't see too much of them anymore. Because, man, now you can stream everything. Ever since COVID, and you found that, yeah, they can do it. They can take a movie and allow you to watch it without going into the movie theater. And people got a taste of that. They were like, well, you know what? Well, you don't want to go to movies now. Because you think about it, right? I mean, people go there for the experience and stuff, but technically the movie theater is not popping like it used to after COVID. Because how many people sat home and sat in a movie theater and at the end of the day thinking, man, I wish I could just watch this at home. You know, most of the time you don't want to drive there, you don't want to park and go through all that bull crap. You got other people around you screaming and yelling and acting up. And then after that, the food is god awful expensive. Who pays $8 for a hot dog? Like, come on, man! I remember taking my ex to the movie. It cost me $80. $80 for me and her and food. And food is expensive. It's the same popcorn across the street. It can cost you $7, $8, $15 a bucket. That's insane. Jeez. And you weren't even allowed to bring in your own stuff. That's what made it jacked up. And then they changed it after a while, and you got pizza and hamburgers and stuff like that. But it still was expensive. It was very expensive. This is why people sneak stuff into the movie theater, because it's just freaking expensive, man. Freaking $5 for a box of Mike and Ike's. How's that even? But you know, you're not even thinking about it. You know why? Because in the day, you just want to watch a movie, enjoy some food. It's the afterwards when you look at your credit card statement, you go, we're not going to movies anymore. I already made a car payment. I feel sorry for people who got families. I get to get the family package. The family package is still costly. It still costs a lot of money. And the crazy thing about it is you really don't even eat all that food. Somewhere along the line, in the movie, you may lose your appetite, and some of you might just get full. Most people eat before they even get there, and they're still full. They're just eating because everybody else is eating. Yeah, man, that's a lot of money to spend. $80 for a night out. Jeez, and you doing this every Friday? Because we were movie junkies. We did it every Friday, man. That's $80 every Friday. Add that up, see what that comes up to every day. So then when COVID hit, and you had movies that were coming out. They were right there on your TV. Imagine that power trip at the end of the day. So now you can have that big screen experience. We made a lot of money in COVID. We made a ton of money in COVID. Some of that money still sits in my bank account. A lot of money. Everybody was inside. Everybody was ordering our stuff so you can watch movies inside or outside or whatever. But anyway, yeah, you sit home in the comfort of your own home, watch the movie. You ain't got to worry about seating. You don't got to worry about food at the end of the day. You cook whatever the freak you want and watch at the end of the day. You got the ability to pause. Can't do that in the movie theater. You got to run to the bathroom. Come on, what did I miss? What did I miss? What? Oh, really? That's what happened. I'm missing the death blow. Yeah, that craziness. I like that. I haven't been to, let me tell you something. After COVID, I haven't been to movies since. I just don't. I don't feel it. I don't. And on top of that, when you consider the fact that it doesn't really last long for them to say, okay, you'll see the movie, and then no sooner than a month later, it'll be freaking on a streaming service that fast. Because then, even the movies realize they make a lot of money off the streaming services. So they're not stupid at the end of the day. I mean, heck, we got to learn to survive. We got to figure out different ways. If you notice, a lot of these big stars, you see them in streaming service. Like Netflix got a lot of big heavy hitters over there. They got a lot of heavy hitters over there. You know why? Because there are more people watching it. There are more people watching in the movies. Now, people may go every once in a while for that movie theater experience, but, you wait a while, a month or so, it'll be right there for you to watch or rent. You rent it. I seen a movie came out, and it was right there on YouTube to rent. So, that means I just have to wait a month. That's basically about it. And some of them don't even make it to YouTube. There's that thing called Electric State. Man, that movie, that's really good. I watched a lot of good movies off Netflix, and they never made it to the movie theaters. They'll make more money there in the streaming service than they're doing the movies. Yep. So, yeah. I definitely, at the end of the day, I'm never going back to the movies. The only movie, besides, I can't get in the movies anyway. It's a whole contrast thing messes it up for me. Because I can see it. I can see the bland, washed out screen. It's so washed out. So washed out. Could have had better. Let me see. Getting this all cleaned out behind me. I gotta clean up the fan blades. And get them nice and clean. Clean! Come on, let go of him. Fans are attacking each other. Oh, yeah. Hey, this is why you gotta clean your machines. Look at that. That's all from the PC. Go in there and clean them down. Alright, these are done. These are my extra fans, which are not really be. This is just for show. That's all they're used for, it's just for show. There you go. There. Alright. Boom crush. That anymore. That's not necessary. So I'm going to do something really cool with this whole ice system for Ice Boy. I'm going to put my hard drive in a block of ice. It'll have a fan, it'll be nice and cool in there, but I'm going to stick it in a block of ice. I'll modify a case that looks like a block of ice. Very easy to do. Hard drive. What's the matter? Getting the case stripped out the on? No, you don't. No, you don't. I was looking at that show with a guy. That guy, they set him up. They set him up. Come on, they knew he was going to laugh. Who the heck is going to keep their posure and that nonsense is going on? There's nobody I would be able to do it. That guy, his voice got jacked up, some kind of surgery, and he sounded like Herbert the Pervert. I hate to put it that way, but he did. He doesn't say Herbert the Pervert. And his voice got messed up, and the guy was trying to keep him laughing. I don't know how in the world anyone could get through that. They set him up. If they wanted to get rid of him, they did a good job of trying to get rid of him. They knew he was going to laugh. He said, I felt like I got set up on that one. All right, that's done. Now we got the liquid cooling system right here to keep the cooling. You must plug it up for the cooling. Right here, bam. The cooling. So now, so far, fans, all that's hooked up. Now we got to put a fan on top of this thing. This is just gonna be crazy. I remember the last time I put a PC together, one time my PC burnt out. One of them had a problem and it shut down on me, and I needed a computer to get online. I found scraps around my shop and put one together just like this. Just like this. That's how I put the whole thing together. It was just all in pieces. Fan for this. Should be you. My peripherals in. Terminator. Wait a minute. Trying to pull me up. Is it my name is Sega? Yeah, microphone system. We got two sets. We got one on the side. Okay. Oh, that's a 3.0. If that's a 3.0, I'm using that for the console. What's on the phone? You got to be painted up so you're rusted. No, I'm put the new thumbnail. I'll put another one in. We don't need that one. We don't need this. This is not necessary. This is just for something we had here for show. There we go. Over there. Printer. Of course, we got to put the liquid cooling system on some feet, but you don't want it hitting the bottom of that. We'll definitely need some feet. You can go here with that. You can do this with that. Okay, let me see. Cubes. Let's see, we have one right there. Where do we put the rest of those cubes at? Power's there, all that's hooked up. We need power supply. Of course. Can't do the paint job on this thing yet because I have to order everything in. Everything literally has to be ordered in for it. As a matter of fact, I can move all this stuff out of the way. We got all this room here. We're not using it. These are about to get painted up. Whoa, Jack! I'm gonna drop the power supply. I'm gonna get this stuff sorted out first. We got a whole bunch of mess going on here that's got to be sorted out. You're going there. You are going over here. You over there. You can sit back here because you don't need to go anywhere. What are you hooked to? Give me this. This is you. You're hooked to that. That's good. Okay, graphic card. You can go there. You can be here. Plenty of room for you. Let me see. I prefer to have you here instead. I gotta do this fan next. This one's gotta be done. gotta rust this one. It has to be rusted. I'm gonna put you over here. You're getting rusted. Got everything over here. Nicely. This is for the cord. So yeah, I need the power supply to be here. So I'm gonna move everything over this way. Like this, if it doesn't decide to hook itself on something, which it literally does all the time. I'll bring it over here. I'm not gonna plug it up yet. Alright, so let me see what we gotta do here, June. It's there. I need the cord for this one. Should be right here. Oh, come on, let's get in there and marry. Get in there and be married. Let's see. Yeah, you should be on that side. Let me see. Where are you? Oh, it might be you. It might be you. You guys mixed up. Let's try you. It is you. Okay, good. Alright. Hard drive, I'm going to need you over here. Switch you out. I'm going to go move here, on this side. Hard drive, you're going to come here. I'm going to run you. Solid cable. Had a power. I'm going to send you back here. So you're going to go back here. Yeah, but I found pieces around. I wanted to get a line, had some work to do. And I just built a PC just like this. Same way. And basically put it all together so I can go online and get some work done. But he came and said, man, you need a piece of that bad? I said, yeah. Got a piece all together. Alright, all this is going to be, this is the power kill switch, that's going to be there. Anything else we need to hook up here? Graphic card is going to be here, of course. Just graphic card at. That's graphic card, so that's in there, that's good. Now we just got to get the unit here on some feet. Get out of the way, be nice. Let me get this thing done. That's one. That's two. I could swear I had another one in my hand. Probably not. I don't know. Where is the other one? I can swear I had another one in my hand. Why did I just run over two of these? Alright, so we're 13.5. Lost one. When I had two in my hand, I had one. There's a rush job on that paint job. First, before I do that, I want to get this. No, let's get that done first. Please, butterflies, butterflies, butterflies. Chill, man. Chill, chill, chill. Too much butterflies. Gotta have another one. I pretty sure I pulled out three of them. I only had two in my possession. I only had two in my possession. Alright, let me see. Put this stuff over here, so that's over there. And this is the power supply for what? This is the power supply for this unit. This is the cord for this unit here. Keep all this grounded nicely. Get off the fan, please. That's perfect there. I'm just gotta figure out what in the world. I just gotta swear I had two of those in my. Oh, there it is, right there in my face. Literally in my face. In my face. All right, perfect. Perfect. Put this one on the far end over here. There we go. Now we got a little stage airflow underneath of it. That's perfect. Now everything's hooked up. Let's clean it up a bit in here because I don't like the mess. You guys over. With the Butterfingers. Yeah, it's funny. I think about some of this dumb stuff that this guy called himself doing, try to intimidate my life at the end of the day, where we were doing live streams, and he would come up with some of the dumbest stuff ever. I hate to put it the way he did. And I don't know what goes on in people's minds sometimes. I really don't understand. I guess they feel that those intimidating tactics are supposed to work on people. No, come on. You gotta grow up, But that entire time, this guy was carrying on and acting out. He didn't realize he was attacking a Christian man at the end of the day. And I think back now of the things that this guy has said that literally is happening to him right now. And one time we were in a live stream, he made some dumb statement. I was over in Haventown, and he said, "Oh, I'm on my way down right now," which is interesting because we're going to be coming down there. Well, actually, I don't have to come out to fly there, but he has to come here. He's going to be coming here, which again, like I said, he's not going to make it because of all the other stuff. But yeah, when you think about that stuff, I don't allow Satan to use it as an ability to make me angry or anything. It's just hearing the dumb nonsense. This guy wrecked his life, like literally wrecked it. I didn't be talking about this for a long time. I could be sitting up there in the Bahamas saying, "Man, you wouldn't believe some of the things I've seen in this business." I literally watched a man wreck his life. Yeah. Because he could have used that talent he had for something more positive. Too late now. Definitely too late. Like I said, once I walk in there and I file, that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. Right there. And even if he does have paperwork, say if he does, we got charges on Fernando, and over here in Pennsylvania, he has to come here. The minute he steps foot here, we got him arrested. Yeah. So even if you do say you have paperwork, say you got this paperwork you claim you have, if he doesn't never claim he had it, he doesn't have it. Period. We already know. I had somebody go through his stuff. He don't have it. But anyway, say you did. Because of my condition, you have to come here. The minute you step foot in Pennsylvania, I can have you arrested. Because again, we have charges on you. I have proof, evidence. You just make these things up, and we have proof that he did this stuff. But that's crazy. Wrecked his life, man. People don't. I don't get it. I watch those. I have to watch those prison movies, the prison reality shows and stuff like that. And people don't get how precious life is. They really don't get it. They don't get that point on how precious life is, and how that freedom is worth everything in the world. It is. And people just so easily throw it away, man. I mean, people say, well, you did it. Yeah, I did it. I was young. I was 16 years old. When you're 16 years old, you do the dumbest stuff you could possibly think of on the face of the planet. You would literally go back as you're older and go, man, I can't believe I did something that dumb. I could have been killed. Yeah, because you get older, you get more wiser, more smarter. But you're supposed to know this stuff already. You're at an older age and you're committing crimes, man. You should know better than that. Because this is where your time is really going to count. Your time on this earth is going to count around that time. This is where things start, life gets really, really precious, because at the end of the day, you're getting closer and closer to that final move, which you don't never come back from. That's why it's important. When you're young, you can take time off, or whatever, and go explore the world. You know, you ain't got no responsibility. You don't have no responsibility, but most people at their ages, at that age, got time to explore the world and, you know, take some time off and, you know, just go do their own thing, you know. Don't get caught up in stuff. And that's what my brother did. My brother actually took time off from what he was doing, and he went to Switzerland. So, you know, saved up his money and got a little coin and went to Switzerland, you know. But that's when you take the time off, you know, to just chill. Well, people sometimes in the younger generation say, well, you know, life is stressful now, so, but you got that ability. If you don't have any kids, you know, and you don't have that with responsibilities, you can just take that time off and just disappear and go somewhere and just chill. Unfortunately, if you do have kids you got to take care of, then, you know, it's a little harder. Still can chill, but still a little harder. Yep. That's when you got time to coast. You got time to coast, because that's why some people, when they're in college, they don't want to get involved in relationships and all that stuff, because they want to stay single, because they want to be able to map out their plan on what they want to do with their life. And some people, unfortunately, have kids. That's unfortunate. They have kids and stuff like that. But, you know, great thing about that is that your life already started. Your family already started, which is good. Should have waited. I mean, that's in the Bible. You're supposed to be married first before you do all that stuff. But, you know, people do it. So, you know, it happens. You know, you're going to go to hell for it, but you're not. You're going to be forgiven for that sin. That's why Jesus died on the cross. If Jesus didn't die on the cross, then you wouldn't be forgiven for that sin. You know that? People don't realize that. Some people realize it, some people don't. But you understand his sacrifice at the end of the day? For you can be forgiven for your sins because of he died on the cross. Now imagine if you went out and you fornicated, and this was Old Testament, and you're going to be sitting in the pit getting stoned to death. Because it was unforgivable. You're definitely going to hell for it. Now where are we going with this one? This is where... Oh, this is the wrong one. You're up to the place these shoes. Everything else is cleaned out. And make sure we got everything wired in. Bum, 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 bum. This is for a cooling system here. Wires here. Bum, bum, bum. That's for the hard drive. Oh, yeah, put the power in. That's not going to work without the power. Power's in. Everything's on stilt. I do not want you near my motherboard. Heck no. I can just turn you up, but you're good. Alright, I don't want you near my motherboard. Keep that separated. Now, what are you going to? Nothing. Alright, let's see what we got. On this side over here. Big concern is how come? Oh, We didn't plug the whatchamacallit in for the fans. I knew something wasn't there, right? So wait a minute, where's my fans? My fans aren't on. Get over here! Faster, faster, you must move faster! No, not you. What is the code for this thing, right? Need a Molex. We need a Molex. Molex, Molex, Molex. Where are you? That Molex was a long time to basically disappear off the planet right now. I need a Molex. None of my stuff is actually, my fans are running because I forgot to plug in the main key part of this thing to keep it cool. Oh man, come on, where are you at, Molex? There we go. Man, come on, get in there. Get in there. Don't fight me. Come on, Molex. Don't fight me. Molex is fighting me right now. There we go. Woo! Molex is in. Scared me right there for a minute, man. I already forgot to put in my liquid cooling system. All that stuff wasn't on. There we go. Now we're good. Everything's running nice and cool. I'm like, wait a minute. How come the fans aren't on? Molex wasn't on. Bam, 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 bam. So yeah. Man, you don't do all that modification stuff, man. You can build a PC out of scraps, parts, stuff like that. Just making a clicking sound. It's coming from here. Ouch. Mother George, I hurt. Let's stop the fan for a minute. It's making a clicking sound. You get that now? I think I'll go for a walk outside. You know, this burns people up right now. This makes people upset. It does. It's a shame that you got people filled with that. I feel sorry for them. That they're filled with that much hatred. I feel sorry for you. I do. I do. That a lot of you entertain Satan on that level. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, it's coming from this guy. Yeah. Ouch. I'm gonna get you guys all cleaned up right there. Make sure you're there. I'm gonna clicking sound. It's a shame. I feel sorry for you. But you allow Satan to entertain your life like that. Hopefully you find God one day. Get rid of all that hatred. Until you find God before it's too late, you run out of time. Yeah, because, you know, remember, not going to be here much. You're not designed to be here forever. You got to understand that part. You know, that hate for something, not good. There we go, got you. It's coming from you. Where are you coming from? Let me see, microphone and file recovery. Bum 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 bum. We're not working with this. What the heck are you asking for? Please get that out of here. No, we're not using that. I don't even know what that's for. We don't even use that software. Get that out of here. Yeah, can we cancel that, please? Can we get this out of here? I didn't ask for all this. We're doing too much, Microsoft. We are doing way too much. Where's this coming up at? Here it's coming from there. There you go. Yes, for all that. Way too much. Yep. It's done. Got it cleaned up. Bring you out to the side because you can't see my information. Information. No, I didn't ask you for all that. Follow my command, what I asked for. Didn't ask you for that. Alright, let's see what you want to do to discover today. Let me see. Where are you at? That's the keyboard. Oh, did I yank that out? Did we yank that out? I think we did yank it out. Alright, that's a big question. Where did we just put that at? I think I pulled out the network card. You didn't have to take it out. I don't know why you took it out. That was just stupid. Find that thing now. I know that one is for stay. That is for the, let me see. Yeah, we did yank it out. It's supposed to be there. It's missing. Oh man, mother bird. Where did you pull it out from? Oh, I can't see that right there. I yanked it out. I don't remember yanking it out, but I did yank it out. And it is the network flash drive. That's why it's not coming up. Because it's not there. Because I pulled it out. I don't remember where I pulled it out from and what did I do with it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, thanks. Keyboard? Yeah, keyboard's in. And you pulled this thing. You literally pulled it because it's not there. So where did you put it if you pulled it? It's in your pocket. Man, I yanked out the network card. And don't remember, do not remember where I put that card at. Alright, it's here. It's definitely here. I don't know where else would have gone. We gotta track it down. Can't go online without it. If you yank it out, you can't remember. How did we pull that out? Man, I tell you, that was not the unit yank out of the you guys over here. I yanked it clean out. I don't remember. Here's a flash drive. Some good, some dry. I got a backup one just in case, but still, I want that one in there. And you got a backup. I gotta figure exactly, pull that thing out. I really don't know what I did with it. I went it's behind the desk. Let me check on something. Yeah, it fell off the desk. Definitely fell off the desk. Yeah. It's all out of the desk. Alright, cool. And desk back in. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Am I sitting on? What am I sitting on? Back in here. Excellent. We're going back in business. My PC is clean. It's a dream. Do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Got it out of the case. Bum, bum. Wood and wine's coming soon. Bum, 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 bum. Got my things all cleaned up. I think I'm gonna rust. You're gonna rust job this thing? I'm gonna rust job the outside of it though. It's gotta be matching the other one. So we need, let me see. This is for this and this. This is for that. Over there. Where are we gonna put this in? This is good. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's ready to go for the next step. Actually, I like this color. I like this color. I'm going to keep these right there. I like this color. Look at spot it up to be a little orangey. This is okay. I'm taking this off. I'm getting the rusting these out. How dare you fall on that? I'm going to rust these out a little bit. There's some room in here. Room made a bigger desk. Much bigger desk. Be nice. No. Bad idea. Bad idea. Got a bad vibe on that one. That one putting that there. That's all my equipment. Let me see. I'm going to design these fans. These set up over here. And I'm do a paint job on this. Just pull down. Got the system running over there. There we go. Let me see. Where's that back in there? All right. Take me out 20%. Oh, nice cube right there. So my corner there will be empty. Everybody's gonna come by and grab all my stuff and put it in the machine. We got a new bill coming in. I can't wait. And I ordered the floor already. Floor service center for the floor screen. Which is gonna be bigger because now we got more room. We're gonna get the bulky boxes in the way no more. I'll pick up this Epson laser projector for my setup over here, my new black technology. Which is gonna cost me under $200. Screws over there. Come on, get it. This one, you don't know why I think it's bad. You're determined to stay in there, aren't you? Where's my knife at? Jeez. I think this month I'm getting myself something different. I'm gonna have to ask you once a month. So I'm gonna get myself a cheeseburger on a hoagie roll. It's on. Or a cheeseburger on a hoagie roll. Extra cheese. Four patties. And I got some of that Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh man. I might put French fries on too on a sandwich. And of course, what we got to do the next day, walk it off. I'm planning to do a long walk tomorrow, so I can have it. I'm allowed to have fast food once a month. But I'm gonna go to my place, my favorite spot, and go get it. I think about pizza, but no. Because normally I'll eat a whole large by myself. We don't want to do that. All right. We're now retired the box of our PC, the last one. The next stage will be entering. Are we ready for this? The next stage we will be entering into is the wood stage. The black cowboy box in front of me. No more we do. Let's get my break for all my PC cases now. We got wooden cases. retire you forever. Oh yeah, definitely restore my stuff, please. It's time to go. Boom, 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 boom. You ever watch Shannon on now? I do. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's it. The new setup. Can't wait to show it off. I can buy everything from Amazon I need. It's going to cost me cheap to put it together. It's going to be sick. I'm going to transfer over to the new stage. New stage. That's just the information on how to now set our screens, our panels. I like the panels and all, but again, on one solid surface. Change out my projectors to something else now. So we got a whole new setup coming through. Now right now I'm about to go rust out my fans here, make some butterflies glow in the dark. Can you imagine that being your day? Rust out some fans, make some butterflies glow in the dark. And we're about to get approved for that second loan. Yep. I'm still warehouse shopping. Oh, we need 24,000 square feet top. I'm skateboarding through that sucker. I want something big like a skateboard through it. So I'm there for a while. I know I'll grow it myself. So give me something big. Ah, Taco, your claw. Find your claw. All right. So next segment. Turn those into Rusties. Rusties, baby, Rusties. With some tissue. That's what I'm going to be using. Did I clean these out? Man, I got two sets of fans back here. Are these things even clean? Oh, they're not clean. Oh, never mind. I'm going to go get these clean first. Gotta use these fans. I need it for my build. This is running nice and smooth. Smooth, baby, smooth. You just take this piece out of the case and just throw it out there with no case on it. Yeah. Same thing I did years ago. I needed the PC. I just grabbed some scraps, some parts, put it all together, do an operating system on there, boom, online. Just like that. Just built out of nowhere. Imagine you did it with your console system. See, that's the benefit of being PC. There you go. You put down, it's not putting down a console system. You have limitations. That's what I don't like about it. I don't have limitations. Your console system breaks, well, some of y'all can do that. I know some of y'all can take apart. Well, yeah, there's that half. I forgot about that half right there. That half can do that. But for the people who don't want to learn it, you're going to have to. You don't have a choice. You're going to be forced in that situation. You do know that, right? They're already giving you the option to go out and change out your M2s. Some people don't even know what the freak an M2 is. Enough alone want to go into the system and change it out. I know, because I got friends like that. They'll pay me to go into their system to change out, to upgrade their M2. I'm like, really? You just take it out. This is how you do it. Pop it. Pull it out, it's 3 screws in it, and you're done. That's it. Do it yourself. No, man, I'd rather just pay you to do it because I don't want to mess it up. Man, you could be saving your money. I charge $50 to go in and do that thing. It's $50 for me to open up your case and pull out an M2 and put it back in. You're paying for the parts, by the way. It's just me. I don't pay for the parts. They come out of your pocket. And you're willing to pay for it. Because they're afraid to go into the system, they're going to mess it up. You can't mess it up. They literally give you access to that part. You can't mess that up. But whatever. I'm going to try to teach them. I try to teach people how to do stuff. That way you can learn to do it yourself. You don't have to worry about paying somebody in the day for this particular services. Some services you do have to pay for. And some services you don't. Knowledge is key. You want to learn knowledge? You don't understand anything. A fool is lacking without knowledge. Oh, sorry. A fool is no. It's supposed to say a fool is lacking without. Yeah, a fool is lacking without knowledge. A fool lacks without knowledge. About what it's about the fool. People don't want to learn. At the end of the day, you got so much stuff, man. You could benefit from. People just don't want to learn. Do it yourself. Integrated, dedicated. What's the difference between integrated video and dedicated video? Very simple. You learn that if you work with Dells. You work with the older machines. The older machines all came integrated. Well, actually, some of these machines come integrated. Integrated, but you got to have a ton of freaking RAM to run integrated video. You don't have the dedicated. That's one of the things I realized when I got my Pentium 2 system, that it used integrated RAM. So at the time it really didn't need much at all to run the video, but you need enough of the system's memory and all that stuff. You start dumping windows left and right. Yeah, I remember that. I have a 256 on my PC, and then turn around and I use 128 gigabytes. That's considered to be a lot of memory. And then I upped it to 256 and then 512. 512 is a beast. 512, he was a beast on a Pentium 4 Hyper-Thread processor. 512, he was big on that one. And you realize about integrated VGA, all that. I'm good to go. Get cleaned out. So this is done. Got these all cleaned out. All fans are clean. So that's done. I want to use these. I got them. I got to ice these up anyway, so they have to be clean. I gave them a new ice job. Fans are about to get a makeover. We're about to get a makeover. I'll levitate you. Give you the ability to be reborn. That's what I love about it. When I watch people restore stuff, how they bring stuff back to life, give it a whole new purpose. Alright, you're good to go. You're all cleaned up for next modification job. Alright, we should be back. Gotta work on these next one. We'll be rusting these out. And next, we're going to duck butterflies. Clean up my desk, but it doesn't come in this. We're at 136. Doing pretty good for time today. Thank you all for your time and God bless.